So this is Hank. He looks like just another ordinary WolfQuest wolf, doesn't he? But actually he is something special. He is an Ironwolf. Ironwolf is a new mode of gameplay coming in the next update of WolfQuest Anniversary Edition. And it's basically a hardcore mode, so let's take a look at how it works. When you create a new wolf, you have to do this when you create a new wolf. You can't change an existing wolf into an Ironwolf. You can do the usual things, give it a name, give it a coat color, all that stuff. And then over in the Bio tab, there's a new thing here, Ironwolf, which is off by default because most people are not going to want to do this, but you can toggle it on, and then this wolf has one life. And so, like real wolves, you are living on the edge, always one false move or one bad kick away from permanent death. So when you create a new game with an Ironwolf, you have the usual options, except for difficulty, you cannot choose easy because Ironwolf on easy just seems kind of silly. But you can choose for your mate whether they have permadeath enabled or disabled. Now, if we're going to go really hardcore, you could enable permadeath on your mate. And good luck with that, because things can happen. But I think it's perfectly fine if you don't want to do that and you want to keep permadeath off your mate. There's no judgment here. So let's take Hank into the game here and see how it works. Now, an Ironwolf can only have one save for their entire gameplay. So you can't start another game with an Ironwolf that already has a save file going. You can only load that existing save. The only way you can start another game is if you finish Slough Creek successfully, still alive, and then you can start another game, either in Amethyst or Slough Creek, to continue on with your Ironwolf and try to keep on surviving. So in this mode, the game will autosave more frequently, every 2 minutes instead of every 5 minutes. And that is the only save that you get. You can manually save and update it, but you can't create a new save. The only option here really is if you get in some serious trouble, you can delete the save. But that means you're going to start over at the very beginning with that Ironwolf. We decided to give you this option to bail out if things really go down the tubes, but it does mean starting from scratch. So if you run into some bison and take a little damage and think, oh boy, I better save just to have a backup save in case they kill me, that's not the Ironwolf way. The Ironwolf way is you live and die like a real wolf. And there's one save file. And if you are killed, that save file is gone. You can't quick reload it, go back 2 minutes, and have another chance. And when your Ironwolf dies, it is dead, dead, dead. That is the end. It's preserved here in the My Wolf carousel for posterity, but you cannot play another game with it ever again. So you set this Ironwolf mode when you create it. If you have a pup that you want to grow up and play as, you'll have that option as well when you make it a playable wolf. Again, this is your one chance to do that. So that is Ironwolf. We know it won't be for everybody, but we're very excited about it because we think that it is another way that we can make WolfQuest help players really feel like they're living the life of a wild wolf. And it's coming soon in the next update later in April, along with a couple other things, including beavers and another feature that we have not shared any information about before, but maybe I'll do that in the dev blog next week.